Welcome back to another video. Peter here. Today's video is my favourite women's perfumes. I've had a few requests to do this video, so here it is. It's a long list, I'm afraid. There's loads of women's fragrances that I really like. There's a lot to choose from that I enjoy. So the first part of the list is going to be designer fragrances, and the last part of the list is going to be niche fragrance. I'll put a timestamp in the description if you want to skip to niche, or that's up to you. But looking at the fragrances now, I can see a lot of common themes of what I'm attracted to is vanilla, rose, lychee and peony seem to be my favourite notes, and musk as well. So one designer fragrance that I do really like is Dolce & Gabbana's The One. This is very light and pretty. It's slightly sweet but not too sweet, and kind of fruity. But it's just really pretty. I just imagine a very pretty girl, nicely dressed, very, very casual kind of scent to me. Like a nice office daytime scent. You could wear it to work or a night out. I think it's very versatile. I think you can wear it year round to basically any occasion. That's my impression of it. It's very likeable and pretty, and I would definitely enjoy this on a girl around me. I do actually prefer the rose version. Dolce & Gabbana The One Rose I think is really nice. It's like a soft, almost watery rose. It's slightly more pink feeling, but there's peony in here, so I think it's the combination of the peony and the soft, delicate rose. So the fragrance kind of smells pink, and it's also got lychee, which I think is probably my favourite fruit in female fragrances. It's musky, it's soft, it's fruity, it's floral. So it is definitely a light, fruity floral fragrance, but it's just really, really pretty. I'm not sure I would say this is a sexy fragrance, but it's probably my favourite designer for a girl. I just think it's very, very pretty. It has a classiness to it. It smells kind of elegant to me. It's just very tasteful. It's not loud, it's not too sweet. Again, I think it can be worn the whole year round, any occasion. It doesn't matter if you're going to work or on a date. I think it just fits everything. It's just lovely. Another one of my favourites is by Guerlain called Eau Sublime, and funnily enough this has lychee in and rose. So I don't like this as much as the last two, but I still like it. I would definitely enjoy it on a woman. I think you notice the jasmine in this slightly more than the rose. It's fruity floral still, but it's kind of more jasmine based with like the hint of the rose. But again, it's pretty, it's easy to wear, it's year round, any occasion. What I like about it is it's not too sweet, and it's light, and it's just pretty. So I feel like for the most part I'm kind of more attracted to the very light, soft, pretty, fruity florals. But there's a lot of them that are too sweet or too synthetic. These ones I think are really good. Another one that I like is by Guerlain again, called Insolence, the EDT version. This one to me is a kind of violety, it's fruity, there's a little bit of raspberry in there. The florals I think has rose and violet being kind of the main note to me. To me this just smells really pretty, and for some reason I imagine a blonde wearing this, I don't know why. Certain fragrances when I smell them I associate brunette or blonde. I have no idea how to explain that, but I do. This one to me smells like a blonde. Easy to wear and kind of year round, but I'm just naturally attracted to these kind of soft, pretty kind of fragrances. Another one I like is Miss Dior's Blooming Bouquet. This again has two of my favourite notes, rose and peony. I feel again like the One Rose edition, it's kind of that kind of soft, almost musky like, very delicate pink kind of smell. It's just a very soft, gorgeous kind of floral. I do like this one, but for preference I would say Dolce & Gabbana's The One Rose is more attractive to me than this. But this is still really nice. I've tried a lot from Dior, and most of them I don't really like too much. The only one, or the only other one from Dior that I quite like is Hypnotic Poison, which is kind of vanilla and almond, and I get quite a bit of coconut in there as well. Some girls don't really smell the coconut. I definitely get the almond and the coconut and the vanilla. It's not my favourite fragrance, but I do like it, and I think it's, again, kind of a safe fragrance. Probably better suited to the evening. for spring, fall and winter. It's pretty, it's girly, it's not too sweet, which I like. It's definitely nice, it's just not my absolute favourite. One I like a lot is Narciso Rodriguez. I prefer the black bottle, the EDT version. I think Narciso Rodriguez do some of the best musk fragrances in the whole of the perfume world. I think he has a very unique style, and I think they smell great. The EDT is my favourite. I have smelled all of them. Very hard to describe, but it's kind of like, I would say, a musky floral. It's not a million miles away from the EDP version for men, so if you like the women's EDT, maybe check out the EDP for men. You might. I don't think this is masculine at all. I think this is completely unisex, probably actually leaning on feminine, so check this one out as well. I wouldn't, ignore it just because it says for him on the bottle. I would guess if you're a fan of the EDT, you will like the men's version. I think this one, along with Dolce & Gabbana's The One Rose, are my two favourite designer fragrances for women. Another one that I do actually really like a lot is White Musk by The Body Shop. I don't know, it's very simple, and I think everybody knows it, and it's probably worn quite a lot by a lot of people, but I just really like it. It's a very clean, kind of very pretty musk. It's a very specific smell. If you're wearing White Musk by The Body Shop, everyone kind of will know it. The performance on that thing is nuts as well. Whenever I've smelled it on someone, it's like it leaves a really good sillage in the air. You can definitely smell it, and I know it lasts a long time as well. The last one that I really do like a lot, I actually own myself, but it's, I would say, feminine, kind of unisex. It's a beautiful soft vanilla. It's by Kiehl's. It's called Vanilla and Cedarwood. It's actually discontinued, but if you can find it, it's fantastic. It's a really, really gorgeous, rich vanilla and cedarwood, like the name. But I think this is kind of as good as a lot of niche vanilla fragrances. It's gorgeous, it's creamy, it's really, really nice, very, very pretty, and I think a girl would smell fantastic with this. A couple of fragrances that I used to like that I've kind of gone off now are things like Yves Saint Laurent Black Opium. I find it just, one of my friends actually ended up buying that, and I just find it too sweet now. Like, it's really overly sweet. I used to absolutely love it though. I remember smelling it for the first time and thinking, wow, this is amazing, it smells great, I wish I could wear that. But now I just find it a little bit cloying after a while. It's nice when you first smell it, and then it just gets a little bit too sweet. Another one that I find in the same vein is Lancome's La Vie Est Belle. That one actually have given a compliment to an older woman wearing that in a bar. She walked past me and I was like, oh, you smell good. So it is one that I like, but again, it's so thick and heavy in the air. I mean, I don't know how much she sprayed or how strong that thing is, but it really does leave like a block in the air, so I would say be very careful with how much you spray. But again, if you're smelling it for a long period of time, I think it's too sweet and too strong. So those fragrances, although I like them, I think are just too much. So I seem to gravitate towards more these kind of light, fruity florals more than anything. So my favourite niche fragrances for women, I'd say the first one I can think of is Rosa Noble by Acqua di Parma. This again is a very pretty rose fragrance. It's kind of light and almost pink in terms of how it smells. There is a kind of a funny smell in the opening which I actually don't like, but it doesn't last very long. I would say 30 seconds and it's gone. And it's kind of this just lovely kind of almost musky kind of rose, totally feminine and just really good. Although, to be honest, again, if I'm comparing it to the one Rose Edition by Dolce & Gabbana, considering the price difference, I would probably pick Dolce & Gabbana. So I don't think the Acqua di Parma is noticeably hugely better, personally, if I'm being honest. But I do really like it, and if that's in your collection, I think you're gonna smell great. Another really awesome fragrance for women is Maison Francisco Jean Oud Satin Mood. This is one I own myself, but I do consider it feminine. It is unisex. There are guys that do wear this, but it definitely leans on the feminine side. It's almost powdery-like and velvet soft. It's thick and dense at the same time as being soft and voluptuous and sexy. Very rich. There's a lot of vanilla in here. It's sweet without being too sweet. and the rose is more of a candied rose. I think this is probably one of the sexier fragrances for women. I think those kind of light fruity florals don't tend to feel sexy, they're just very pretty. That's how I would love a woman to smell during the day. This is an evening fragrance. This is a very sexy, kind of seductive fragrance. I would say this is a fantastic choice for a date in the evening when you want to smell just a little bit sexier. This has kind of got that dark richness without being too cloying, but it's very strong. I honestly would say 2 sprays, tap out, don't do any more than 2. In fact, probably 1 is enough, to be honest. But experiment with your own skin, but 1 to 2. I think the price is honestly worth it because it will last you a long time, and the longevity is insane, and easily 10 to 12 hours. So very, very sexy, very good quality, and very beautiful. Another fragrance that I think is unisex and I also own is Ivory Root by Xerjoff. This is a gorgeous spiced vanilla. It is a synthetic vanilla, you can tell, and it lasts a long time, 12 hours, projects quite well. It's very, very sexy and voluptuous again, like the Oud Satin Mood. It's got that kind of come here kind of vibe to it. If I smelled that on a girl, that would turn my head. Same with Satin Mood. It's one of those kind of head turners. You're like, wow, that smells awesome. This is very sexy. More of an evening scent again, kind of like a date night fragrance. I think it's fantastic. It's sexy. If you like vanilla, this is a kind of, you have to check this one out. The spices in here are not too spicy, but it's just very rich and full. My absolute favorite vanilla for anybody, and again, this one I own, is Coco Blanc by House of Matriarch. This thing is like sex. It's creamy white chocolate, organic natural vanilla, sandalwood, just a hint of spice, not too much. It's all about white chocolate and vanilla and sandalwood. It goes kind of creamy and milky in the mid, ridiculously sexy. This is just fantastic, amazing. Yeah, I absolutely love it. The performance on this one isn't as long as the others because it's all natural. So on my skin it's about 5 hours, which is kind of soft, but it's just incredibly sexy. And I think, for a date night, I think 5 hours is probably, long enough to, go out on a lovely date and come back. This is going to be kind of a between the sheets fragrance. It's very, very sexy to me. Another really great vanilla, one that I was really impressed by, was by Annick Goutal, called Vanille Chanel. Very, almost in the same vein as Coco Blanc, not quite as nice, but it's again kind of a hypnotic kind of, wow, this smells, it really grabs your attention. The performance on that one, it was okay, and there was something in the dry down, I've got to be honest, that I didn't like. It kind of goes a little bit funny in the dry down, but the opening in the mid of the fragrance is amazing, really, really good. Another one by Annick Goutal is Ambre Sauvage. Like Xerjoff, it's more of the synthetic kind of vanilla. It's not particularly all that natural, but to me it smells great anyway, and it lasts, like Xerjoff, over 12 hours because it's synthetic. More naturally based vanillas just don't last that long. 12 hours, it projects well. Again, that has spiciness in the opening. It's got pink pepper, it's kind of fiery. I describe it as a volcano. Lovely, lovely fragrance, obviously mixed with ambers. So those are my absolute favourite vanilla fragrances in the niche world. I would say I'm going to add Spiritueuse de Belle Vanille by Guerlain. The only trouble is it doesn't last very long. On my skin, when I tested it, I get 3 hours gone. So I personally wouldn't recommend it, although I think it smells fantastic. 2 new fragrances that I discovered recently that actually really impressed me a lot by the House of Hendley. Rosanthol and Amora. These are fantastic. So Rosanthol, like the name would suggest, is rose, but it's powdery. It's got this almost between baby powder and cotton wool. It's kind of got this very softness to it. Like when you get a pack of cotton wool and you like. It has a certain smell, even when you touch it with your hands and you're like playing with it a little bit. If you smell your hands after cotton wool, I can't explain it, but it has that, do you know what I mean? It has that kind of soft cloud-like fragrance to it. It has that. It's rose mixed with this powdery, cotton woolly kind of cloud, and it smells awesome. I absolutely adore it. This is definitely one of my favourite roses in the niche category. The other one that I really like is Amora, which is candy sweet, but not ridiculously sweet. It's not cloying, but it's sweet and delicious. It's fruity, it's candy-like. It kind of smells like candied strawberries and raspberries. It's kind of this kind of red candy, delicious fruitiness, but it's done very tastefully and it's balanced where it's just not overly sweet, and I think it smells great. I would love to smell that on a woman. Another really impressive floral for a woman that I thought was very, very tasteful was La Dossier de Siam by Dusita, which is this gorgeous champaca and frangipane with rose and ylang ylang. So pretty. One of the best floral fragrances that I've smelled. Very, very pretty, very, very feminine. Not particularly sexy, but very classy and elegant. And I think lends itself to most ages and most, all year round basically. More of a daytime fragrance, I would say, but very kind of smart, dressed up, I think. Yeah, it's very, very classy and elegant and very, very pretty. This one is my absolute favourite rose fragrance. This is Kazemi by the House of Matriarch. This is, without even having to think about it, the single best rose fragrance I've ever smelled. I describe this as being the most masculine rose, but it's still unisex and it would smell incredible on a woman. How to describe it is it's 100% natural. There's like 7 different varieties of rose oil in here, so it's completely natural. It smells like a real rose. It's dark, it's rich. It's a dark, rich red rose. There's little bits of spices. There is oud in here, but it's soft and more of a woody oud in the background. It's not animalic, it's not dirty at all. It's very, very smooth. The oud might as well be, as smooth as butter. It's absolutely gorgeous. As it dries down, it turns into this more very velvet, soft, like rose petal, but it's still really dark. And I think what makes this really sexy is the depth to the fragrance. It's just so thick and rich and deep. It's like diving into an ocean of roses. It's just ridiculous. To me, it's very, very sexy. Again, this is a head turner. If a woman wore this, I would be like, wow. It has that kind of mesmerizing, just beautiful smell. It's really gorgeous. What I love about this fragrance is that it's not hiding behind any sweetness. There's no, strong vanilla, there's no fruity notes. It's just the pure rose and the woody kind of background. It's dark, it's mysterious, it's alluring, it's sexy, it's captivating. I actually have an association with this one as well of who I would imagine wearing it. And to me, this is a brunette or a very dark-haired woman, very mysterious and alluring. This is just very seductive and kind of sexual smelling. When I imagine like an image in my head for this, it would be it's snowing outside, you're indoors next to a log burning fire and you're cuddled up together. Maybe you're drinking red wine and you're all toasty by the fire on like a fur rug or something, and then things get a little bit frisky. It's that kind of fragrance. It's romantic and sexy. So I guess to kind of sum it up, I would say my favourite designer fragrances for women are Dolce & Gabbana The One Rose and Narciso Rodriguez for her EDT. Those are my 2 absolute favourite designer fragrances for women. They're both very versatile. You can wear them day or night. So I don't think it matters if you wear it in a date or to work. They just work for every occasion. They're fantastic fragrances. They're my personal favourites for designers. For niche, I have a hard time deciding what my favourites were, but Coco Blanc is definitely the most attractive to me, and probably Kazemi underneath that. So the 2 matriarchs are my absolute favourites, and I would say Satin Mood below that by Francis Kurkdjian, followed by Ivory Root. Those are my absolute 4 favourite sexy kind of more evening fragrances. Those are more very alluring and attractive and sexy fragrances. I feel a lot of the time that the lighter fruity florals, like the designers, they're not really sexy, but they're just very pretty and attractive, but they don't have that sexiness. For a fragrance to be sexy, I think they need a little bit of depth, or I think the white chocolate is kind of a unique thing, and the vanilla is just kind of my Achilles heel. But in general, like, darker, rich fragrances are more sexy to me. We kind of generalize a lot of the time that sexiness is kind of sweet, but I think that gets pushed to the oomph limit in designer fragrances specifically, where they're just too sweet. It's too cloying, it's too much. Good example is Flower Bomb. To me, that's just like, it should be called Sugar Bomb. It's like candy floss on steroids. It's ridiculously sweet and sugary, and to me that's just off-putting. It's like, wow, like, it's just too much. I feel diabetic smelling that. So the ones here have more of a balance, where they're not over that limit of being too sweet. There's a few obvious kind of main women's fragrances that I've not mentioned in this video. If I've not mentioned obvious ones, it's just because they're not my taste. I'm just not attracted to them. So I'm not going to mention those, but you know, if you're thinking to yourself, why hasn't he mentioned this fragrance? Chances are I don't like it that much. But I want to say that kind of don't really care what men think. To be honest, I mean, this video could be pointless, and this is kind of the reason why I don't do most complimented videos, because taste is so individual. What I'm attracted to, your boyfriend or the person that you're attracted to and you want to ask out on a date sometime, he might not like the same things as I like. We might have completely different taste. What Jeremy might pick will be maybe different to what I pick, to what Stephen might pick, to Cody might pick. We all have different tastes, depending on age, location, where we're from in the world, how we've grown up with different smells and associations. So honestly, my advice is take what men say with a pinch of salt and buy what you like. What makes you feel sexy is, if you feel sexy in yourself, men are attracted to that. I would rather you find yourself super sexy. That will make me more attracted to you, regardless if I like the way you smell or not. Unless you're in a relationship where you're just buying it because your partner really is attracted to it, then that's kind of different. I can, probably everybody does that. But my advice is, if you're single, don't go out and buy fragrances based on what a guy thinks. Buy it because you love it and you're attracted to it, and make yourself feel sexy. Don't worry about what men think. Let's be completely honest here, most guys are arseholes, and they're not worth the effort, they're not worth the time to worry about these kind of things. Dress how you want to dress, do what you want to do, smell what you want to smell like. The right guy will find that attractive. If he doesn't like the way you smell, maybe he's not the right guy for you. I don't know, you can look at that any way you like, but I think if a guy is interested properly, he's not gonna care what you smell like. I wouldn't care if a girl that I like was wearing a fragrance that I didn't like. That wouldn't put me off, it really wouldn't. Unless it really stunk. Unless she's wearing pure civet, I'm not going to be that put off. I wouldn't honestly worry about it too much. My best advice is just don't spray too much. I don't think it's that good if you're someone smelling you from 12 feet away. Go a little bit more conscious light on the sprays, and I think, subtle is sexy. To me, there's nothing sexier than a woman that feels sexy in her own skin. That is the ultimate kind of sexy. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you again next time. Bye bye. Take care.